Good afternoon, friends. I hope we're all doing very well out there in the SA Club land. Just reminding myself, I need to make sure to try and use my catchphrase at the end of this, so I'll probably forget now, but at least I reminded myself at the beginning of the video. But today, the topic of this video is going big in SA from the outset. And I've been having a few conversations with my coaching clients over the last couple of days, and this has come up a few times, so I thought I'd share this with you guys today just to give you a bit of value and hopefully sort of a bit of food for thought. So when I started my service accommodation business just over a year ago now, we did a lot of things right, we did a lot of things wrong, and equally I think I've sort of looked back, having reflected on the last year as a whole now, I think there's a lot of things, yeah, we did correctly. A lot of that is because we got the right training, and some of it is because we kind of just made the right call on the ground. Equally, we made some mistakes, and that's just sort of, that is life. But one of the things I think we got very right, and I kind of like, yeah, I feel I probably wouldn't be giving this kind of video today had we not sort of made that decision quite early on, is to kind of go big quickly, or at least have a go big mentality from day one. Because what that allowed us to do is a lot of the decisions we made were based on the fact that we wanted a big business. We didn't want to do SA as a side hustle. We wanted to get out of our jobs. We wanted to replace our incomes, and we essentially wanted to make SA the main thing to free myself, my wife, my business partner, his wife, and so on from our jobs, which is exactly what we've done now. We kind of draw a nice pay packet from our businesses and are continuing to build it, and obviously sort of have other people involved. And yeah, it's that kind of going big from the outset. And there are certain things we did. I'll give you a couple of examples here, just as in terms of food for thought for you guys. First one might seem like a minor point, but Airbnb. Now, we kind of didn't do this, but we realised this when we shifted it up. But when we made our profile on Airbnb, now as we all know, Airbnb is kind of like compared to Booking.com, it's a bit of a social kind of accommodation site. I mean, the reality is the way that we use it, we pretty much use it to target business people. We do obviously get hospitality across it as well, but our primary sort of customer are the business people. But for many people, Airbnb, it used to be more of a sort of social thing where you're like, oh, here's the guest and here's the experience, and you leave reviews and all that kind of thing. It'd be kind of a more intimate kind of platform, shall we say. When you make your account on Airbnb, you've got the choice. Most people think, I'm just going to make the account and give a smiley picture of me, bing, hello, there I am, and that's going to be me sort of in my profile. Hello, I'm Ben, I'm going to be hosting you. Welcome to my property or properties. And that's exactly what we did, in all fairness. What we've done since then is we're still using the same account because we've got reviews, etc. on there, but we've done as much as possible to make the account not about me, and now about our business, StayBC. So examples include replacing the image instead of my face. We've got the logo of our business, and we have the word StayBC pretty much as much of it as possible. I'll be honest, there's a reason for that. Firstly, it's more of a go big kind of thing because we are a big company. Well, we want to be a big company. We're bigger now than we were, but that was the kind of mindset we had then, and that we kind of continuing to adopt and help us drive forward. And also, I must admit, a secondary advantage of this is the more you mention your company name on all the platforms you're on, the more likely you are for some slightly clever guests to go, wait a minute, Google your company name, find your direct booking website, and then book direct, which obviously means more money in your bank account. So yeah, that's one of the things we sort of did from the outset, which kind of helped us kind of get the mindset of going big quickly. Another one is channel manager. So channel manager is like the never-ending topic of discussion for service accommodation. There are a lot of channel managers are Marmite, so some people think they're the best thing on the planet. It's always the case that my channel manager is the best one. I don't personally believe that. I think they've all got their sort of positives and negatives. However, we chose, when we started our business, to go for a more expensive one that had more features on the basis that we thought we were going to get more units quickly. The platform we chose then and are still with is Guesty, and they have still a 4-unit minimum. We managed to get that waived by basically networking and getting sort of contacts with the right people. We're now at the position actually now where we actually can do the same thing. We can refer people onto Guesty who are in a position to where we can basically say, look, they know what they're doing, they're going to have multiple units soon, so we can kind of help people jump the queue. But again, we made the decision to get a more expensive platform with more options because we wanted to go big. We wanted to automate as much as possible and get as much support. But then, yeah, sort of other things, guys. So, I mean, those are a couple of really specific examples. But then another thing that I think we did very rightly, that's not even a sentence, but another thing I think we did correctly is embracing scale in terms of getting people on board. And now we've sometimes got too many people on board and then had to do a bit of regain and vice versa. But we've always sort of looked at this from a perspective of that we can only do so much. We need to get people on, we need to get team members. And we started very quickly by getting virtual assistants to help us in our business. We are now on 4. We're currently hiring, I think, number 5 and number 6 at the moment. Plus, we have lots of UK-based staff. And reality is, sort of the example I kind of give is Bill Gates doesn't put together his own computers. There are not many big companies that get there without basically getting a lot of employees on board. Now, obviously, you've got to do that proportionally, and you've got to scale appropriately and not leave yourself overexposed. But There's only so many hours in the day. There's only so much automation you can do. And I mean, the basic principles are automation, delegation, and elimination. Automation will get you so far, and it is amazing. Zeevoo is a really good platform, actually, Kabir. It's definitely one we've looked at as an alternate platform to Guesty, so that's cool, mate. Delegation, well, we need people to delegate to. You can't delegate, well, you can delegate to yourself, I suppose, but that's probably a bit of a waste of time. And elimination, just finding things to remove. Now, this is an interesting one, elimination. I think the rule of elimination overlaps really well with the 80-20 principle. That principle being that you get 80% of your results from 20% of the things you do, 80% of your problems come from 20% of the stuff you do, that kind of thing. And it kind of works for good things and negative things. And actually what we found is by focusing on the 20% of things that benefit our business the most, and maybe trying to eliminate some of the chaff, the 80%, that helps. And equally, problems in our business, if there are things, I mean, be they per people or guests or kind of all sorts of things, or suppliers we work with, etc. The reality is, if they're causing most of our problems, why not get rid of them? Because they're only a small part of our kind of customer base or business base or whatever. So it's a really good principle to apply. And I think maybe, especially sort of when you're starting out, you can be kind of scared to eliminate certain things. But actually, you don't need to work with everybody or everything in life, in my humble opinion. And sometimes, yeah, it's just not, you actually free up a lot more time by eliminating, or at least a bit of a shot across the bows can be kind of useful potentially. If you've got sort of problems and actually think having a stern word and go, look, this isn't working, either ship up or ship out, I suppose is the phrase we'll use there. And yeah, that's the thing. So I think there's kind of hope that is useful for you guys. Clearly, I don't know if you're in a position where you're looking to start your own serviced accommodation business, or you're relatively early on. I would implore you, if you want to make your service accommodation business and a business, like as in something to grow big, not a lifestyle business where you basically want to run it and there's nothing wrong with doing a lifestyle business, honestly, I'm not degrading that at all, but if your ambition genuinely is to go big, then you've got to kind of adopt that mindset from the beginning. I know this kind of cheesy phrases, what's the one that comes to mind, sort of fake it till you make it, that kind of thing. I'm not really that kind of way aligned, but if you put the chess pieces in place early on to help you grow, it's just going to make that journey so much easier. There's certain decisions which you'll find yourself making when you get into SA, and you might be thinking, oh, well, we can do it this way now, and then when we get a bit bigger, we'll do it this way. Well, I would implore you, if it's actually sensible to do so, why not do the things now that will help you, that you don't need to undo when you get bigger? Just set yourself up from the beginning to get big, because that will make your journey so much easier. So I've given you some examples there that I literally could talk about all the ways that you could do that kind of thing. But yeah, I'll kind of leave you to maybe come up with your own comments or questions, which, as always, feel free to drop them below, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are in the world.